guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shana Danielle. I have been MIA for a very long time, I know this, but I've been just very busy with school and everything. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently in nursing school. And so this video is actually going to be about nursing school, things to expect, applying to nursing school. I'm kind of just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. I'm not very prepared for this video. I guess the first thing that I should talk about then is applying for nursing school. So I actually decided to go into nursing like 2 months before the application deadline because I've always been like all over the place in terms of what I want to do in my life, but I always knew I wanted to be like in medicine or like healthcare somehow. So I was always pre-med from like high school days, not even like middle school days. And then I changed from pre-med in sophomore year of undergrad. Yeah, it was just sophomore year was a tough time. Very tough time. So I switched from pre-med to pre-PT because I liked things that had to do with like you know, the muscles and the bones and things like that. And I was a group fitness instructor, and I always liked yoga and like, I don't know, things like that. So I felt like it was kind of in tune with physical therapy. And then I volunteered on a physical therapy floor at a hospital in Brooklyn. And I realized that I actually really did not like physical therapy. Like, I didn't like it. And it's a really good thing that I volunteered to see it instead of just thinking, oh, well, I like muscles, I like the body or whatever. Like, it's a really good thing that I volunteered. So I would definitely consider volunteering in like different aspects of healthcare to see what you actually like, and don't just say, oh, well, I've always wanted to do XYZ, so now I'm gonna do it. You have to see if that's really like what you like. So after I saw that that's not what I liked, I saw like the nurses on the floor, and I just felt like they were more like involved, I guess, with the patients, and more, what is the word I want to use? More involved is a fine word. I guess that's enough. I can't explain it, okay? I just wanted to I didn't want to do physical therapy anymore. So at that point, I'm like, all right, so now what am I doing in my life? Because I was about to go into my senior year of undergrad, so I'm just like, wow. So I'm basically lost. Like, what am I going to do now? So I started looking into nurse practitioner, physician assistant. That's actually pretty much it. And I was looking at like everything, like a whole bunch of different programs that were like locally, pretty much, because I didn't really want to go out of state or anything like that. So I was looking at a bunch of schools and their requirements to see if the prerequisites that I already have would, you know, suffice, and how long the programs are, the curriculum for each program, the costs, how much like you would make and things like that. So I started doing my research, and I decided like, okay, I think nursing is the better route for me. So I looked into the school that I was already at for undergrad and their nursing program, but I wasn't going to be able to finish my prerequisites in time, unfortunately. So I had to scramble around. This was like July, August. Okay, I'm scrambling around. I'm writing all these like notes out for each school, what I need and how I'm gonna be able to do it in enough time. Because my senior year, like at my undergraduate school, my senior year, for the health science major, your classes are set based on like your concentration. So I was in emergency and critical care as my concentration for my health science major, and your classes are basically set for you, and you have to take 5 classes like each semester. And you can't like drop the class or anything like that. It's a set schedule. So I was like, how am I supposed to take these leftover prerequisites? I ended up having to take extra classes on top of those classes that I was already taking. So my second semester of my senior year, I was taking 21 credits, online microbiology, online nutrition to complete my prerequisites, plus all of my other classes that was scheduled for me, like cardiac emergencies, trauma, medical emergencies, hazardous materials, and all this other crap. So that semester was definitely very hard. So I would say if you want to go into nursing or apply for nursing, definitely try to plan it out as concretely and as like neat as possible, because child, you don't want to be like me. You really don't. Like you don't want to wait until like 2 months before the deadline to try to hurry up and figure out the prerequisites that you'll need. Luckily, they like take the classes up until the program start date. So it's not like you need to have all your prerequisites done like before you apply. Maybe some schools are like that, but for the school that I applied to, I only applied to one school, by the way, and I got in. So thanks be to God, because I don't know how that happened, especially because I didn't have all my prerequisites. But whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. So applying to nursing school, I suggest that you take your absolute time with your essays. Have a bunch of different people who are like good at like writing and grammar and stuff like that. Proofread your essays and edit them. Hopefully you have like a mentor or something like that to, you know, give you feedback on your resume, your cover letter. I don't think that you should rush it. I mean, I rushed it kind of, but for those like 1-2 months that I was applying, my whole life was focused on that application. Like I was not, like I was doing my work in school, but like, I was focusing on my application at that time. So yeah, I say if you have the utmost time, don't wait until the application deadline is almost coming up. You want to get it done and out the way as soon as possible. And have as many people as you can read it over. Tell your recommenders way in advance, because they will forget and you will have to keep on reminding them. And if it's like close to the deadline, yeah, you might be a dub. So you definitely want to get that stuff way in advance. Okay, so today's Thanksgiving, and this is a total like change in topic, but today is Thanksgiving and I just went to Thanksgiving dinner and came back. So yeah, I kind of had to take like a little break from what I was doing. But now we're back, and I'm going to continue talking about the application process. And make sure that you get everything done ahead of time, and make sure that you have people to proofread your things and let your recommenders know beforehand to write your recommendation letter. Definitely make sure that your prerequisites are going to be completed by the start date of your program. Or if your program is different where like they need to have it all done before your application is sent in, then yeah, make sure you get on that. And if you need to take like a semester or two to like, you know, not send in your application so that you can finish your prerequisites, or take over a class that you like did really bad in or something, then go ahead and do that. I will say just pace yourself and like do what you really have to do. Like I very much overwhelmed myself my last semester taking 21 credits to get everything like smushed in so that I can start right after graduating from undergrad. But it took a toll. It took a toll on me because I was involved on campus with other stuff like leadership positions and stuff where people are relying on me for different things, and then I was working also. So it was really a lot. But if you know that you can't handle that, do not put too much on your plate, like too much that you know you can't handle it. I would say if you need to take an extra semester to finish up what you need to finish up, then do that so that you're going to do well in the classes, and you're not just taking the classes to hurry up and get them done and then you get like C's and everything. Like that's not really going to help you in the long run. But thankfully I did well in all my classes. So okay, so now you've gotten into nursing school. So now what? Now what do? First, congratulations. And you say, I'm lit, and I can't believe I did this, but I did, and I'm so happy. You're gonna go tell your friends and your family, and they're gonna be so happy for you. But fast forward past all of that rejoicing things, you need to make sure that you are prepared to start in whatever month that your program starts. If you didn't finish your prerequisites because it's, you know, you need to finish it before the start date, then go ahead, finish your prerequisites, do amazing in them. So they know that you weren't just wasting your last semester and you weren't just like, okay, well, you know, It's my last semester. I'm a senior. I got senioritis. No, take your stuff seriously and get going. If you didn't do this like before sending in your application or whatever, make sure that your financial aid stuff is in. Make sure that FAFSA is completed and ready to go. Don't have any like, oh, that reminds me, I gotta do FAFSA again. Don't have any like crazy stuff when it comes to the financial aid stuff, because that is too much of a headache. It's too much to think about. Like, you don't got time to be thinking about all of that. Okay, so please, please, please try to make sure that you get your financial aid stuff in check at an early enough time so that you're not like stressing about, oh my God, how am I gonna pay for this? In that same breath, I want to say, try your best to apply for scholarships. My situation is very complicated, like all in all, like my whole situation is just nuts. Essentially, I did not do FAFSA like early enough for me to get my scholarship, because you were supposed to do it early and then all the students were going to get whatever X amount. But because I thought that I wasn't going to get in to my program, because I wasn't going to be able to finish all my prerequisites in time, I was like, might as well not do FAFSA. And then it turns out that I got in, and I was like, okay, let me try to figure out how I'm going to get these prerequisites done. And then I applied to online classes and smushed everything in. And then now I'm like, dang, but I didn't even do FAFSA. So yeah, I missed out on a perfectly good scholarship. So don't do that. Apply to scholarships because scholarships are lit. It's saving you money. So next, you want to make sure that your vaccinations are up to date. They're most likely going to ask you for that. They're definitely going to ask you for that and ask you for proof that you got it all done, paperwork and all of that stuff. They need a physical to make sure that you're good to work in a clinical setting. If you don't have your vaccinations for your clinical start, you're not going to be able to go to clinical. And with my program, if you miss one day of clinical, your clinical grade drops a whole letter grade. And each day that you miss, you are being dropped, like docked the whole letter grade. So if it's not in and it's like 2 days past, now you're already down to a C. So it's like, says like, I mean, you kind of done already. You can't get a C in clinical. So yes, make sure that your physicals are in and your immunizations and everything are in and up to date. And don't wait for the last minute, because the processing might take some days and then now you're missing clinical days. Unless your program, it's all up to your program, but most likely this is what it's gonna be. Okay, next, definitely search for your textbooks on Google. PDF. These textbooks are so expensive. I have learned my lesson. Like, I thought I learned my lesson in undergrad, but clearly I didn't, because I still wasted money on textbooks that I thought I was gonna need. Like, it depends on what type of learner you are. Like, if you have the book in front of you, then you might want to have it to study for the NCLEX, like after the class is done. I don't know. It's up to you. But I say try to get the book for free if you can, because I'm in an accelerated program, so you're not allowed to work during the program. So I'm not making any money. No one in my program is really making any money. So these textbooks, though, like I don't know. I don't know if I'm really trying to pay for all of that just for a textbook. You know what I'm saying? Also, along with that, try to connect with like past cohorts, or even like people in your current cohorts that maybe know people from the past cohort, because they might have PDFs and things like that they can, or just other resources that they can like pass along to you, or like advice or anything like that. So try to connect with certain people who are going through or have went through what you're about to step foot into. This is a whole journey, and having people to like, walk you through it in a sense, or mentor you through it, is really helpful. And I think that everyone should kind of have a mentor. I love being a mentor, actually. People be, reaching out to me and asking me stuff, and I love helping people through this process. And I have a mentor too. I have someone who's in my past cohort, and yeah, she's great. Like she will give me like steady good advice. So I definitely suggest that you reach out to people who have already gone through what you're going through. Also, try to connect with your professors in some type of way. This is extremely hard for me. Like, I always go into a class like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go up to her. I'm going to start a conversation. Like, I'm going to get on her good side, whatever. I want her to know me. And then I don't do it. Like, I am an extremely shy person. And I struggle with, like, talking to people. So I have not done this yet with any professor, unfortunately, but I want to encourage you all to definitely try and do that. You need to connect with your professors. Plus, like, when you're job hunting and stuff, you could, like, ask them for recommendations and things like that. And they can just be resources and mentors throughout your whole, like, nursing career. Like, you never know. So you definitely want to, like, build a good relationship with your professors. I think the biggest thing that I want to stress with this is, for your first semester especially, you really need to try your best to stay organized. Like, I don't know how to stress that. Like, because you're going into this new thing. Even though I was exposed to a lot of, like, things that have to do with healthcare, health science, whatever, because I was a health science major, and I've always been, like, with healthcare type of things. Like, my parents are both nurses. Like, even though I'm already exposed to this all the time, going into nursing school is a different transition. Like, and for me, it was pretty abrupt because I had just now graduated undergrad, and, like, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, I was starting nursing school. So, like, after graduation, I didn't even, like, take a trip. I didn't have time to do anything. It was like, boom, you're here. And even if it's not like that, it's still, like, a crazy transition. So you need to make sure that you're staying organized so that you don't get, like, bombarded with a whole bunch of, like, stressful stuff. You know yourself best. If you need a planner, I realized that, like, a planner is great for me, but then eventually I start forgetting to write in it, and then I'm just holding up here, and then I get, like, confused and stuff. So I need to be more, like, committed to my planner. But a planner definitely helps me out. Like, I would suggest a planner to everybody. You can get, like, a cute one, you know, to make you motivated to write in it. That's what I do. Even though I'm still not, like, committed to it. But if you have a calendar, that works for me a lot too. It's better for me, like, if I have a calendar, like up on my wall that I can just look at all the time. Now I have, like, a calendar in a book, so it's kind of harder for me to remember things that's coming up because I don't always go in my book, you know what I mean? So if I have it on the wall, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, that thing is coming up. Like, oh, that assignment is due tomorrow. Yeah, because your first semester, I don't know how other programs go, but with my program, your first semester is absolutely the hardest semester. I haven't done all the semesters yet, but now being in my second semester, I'm, like, about to finish my second semester right now. And that first semester was nuts. Like, I did very well, but it was very difficult because it was a lot of different subjects and different things that you have to, like, know and memorize, and, like, all of your exams are, like, basically back to back in 1 week, and it's just like, well, damn, like, it's just a lot. And now it's a little bit more fluid because now you're already into the motion. Like, you already know where you're going. You're not getting lost on your way to class. And then, you know, you're in the groove already. Like, when you first get there, you're trying to find your groove. You're trying to understand, like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening so quickly? Especially if it's an accelerated program. You're just like, whoa, like, hold up. So being organized allows you to, you know, take it step by step and keep yourself caught up, you know? Later on, I mean, my organization has kind of dwindled down a little bit, but I'm still able to do it because, I mean, I'm already into my groove. So I already kind of know what I'm doing. Like, even though I'm still stressed and it's still, like, a lot, and I still, you know, get flustered and, like, overwhelmed because it's a lot of stuff, but maintaining organization will definitely help you through this process tremendously, especially your first semester. And lastly, I want to add, go in with positivity. Don't go in like, oh my God, like, what am I really doing right now? Do I even belong here? Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I went in like, wow, what am I doing? Do I even belong here? Like, I still be wondering sometimes, do I even belong here? But you know what? I worked super hard and you worked super hard to get to this point. So like, yes, you belong here. Just like everybody else in here applied and got in, you applied and got in. So yes, you belong here, and just work your butt off, man. Don't doubt yourself. Nursing is definitely very difficult. Not a lot of people have the heart to do it, or the smarts or the ability to do it. But you know what? Like, if you really want this, you gotta just go get it and just work hard, and you will meet the finish line. And I don't mean to sound cliche, but like, hey man, the truth is the truth. Just work very hard for what you want. And my mantra in life is, she believed she could, so she did. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave comments down below if you have any questions or concerns, or if you have any suggestions, if you want me to keep on making videos like this. Also, if you'd like to know how I did this hairstyle, hold on. Let me show you the hairstyle. Okay. So if you would like to know how I achieved this hairstyle, then I do have a video that I will try to link somewhere in this video or in the comments or wherever. But definitely go and check out the video of how I achieved this look if you're interested. So make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and if you thought it was helpful, and definitely please subscribe to my channel. See you guys in my next video. Bye.